y'all are doing well. Welcome back to another mini chronicles of talking with E up in the E she share. Yes, I'm your girl. I'm your host, Model E, and I hope you guys have been well. And I'm back. No explanation. I'm just back. But what I do want to talk with you guys real quick is about love and relationship. But first, before we get started, I want y'all to see that queens are born in July, okay? Y'all know I'm a Leo. I just had a birthday that passed and it was wonderful. I enjoy every year, I look forward to it. For the past 2 years, I can say that it kind of just feels like another day. You know how you look forward to your birthday? You're like, oh, I'm getting older. Yes. For the past 2 years, for me, it was like, it's just another day. But it's not just another day because I don't celebrate or I don't get celebrated. It's just the fact that I'm thankful. And a lot of people may say, oh, that's just so cliche, but I am actually thankful for life. Because if you look around you, people are dying and dropping like flies. It doesn't matter the age anymore. You do not have to be old, AKA over 60, 70 years old, in order to die anymore. If you don't do your due diligence and do what you're supposed to do, exercise, eat healthy, it's a possibility that you can just drop. So every day that I'm alive, every year that I get, I'm happy, I'm blessed, I'm with my family. My family is healthy, they're happy, I'm comfortable in my skin. I'm just loving life. So my birthday was great, and I must say, a girl looks pretty darn dang nabbit good to be in her 40s, right? I know, right? Look at this. I got pretty skin. I drink my water and I mind my business. That's all you got to do. All right. So, welcome back. Make sure you guys continue to follow me on Instagram at model E underscore E underscore. Well, no, it's model underscore E underscore. Dang, I'm forgetting my hands up. So make sure y'all follow me. Also, go to YouTube to our network page. It's GWN Network. Like I say, y'all know how to spell network. I ain't got to spell it out for you. Follow us. Make sure you watch and listen to Life and Love podcast. I know y'all didn't forget, but that's the podcast with me and LaShawn, aka my husband. We talk about things of relationship, not relationship, kids, what works, what doesn't work, what y'all doing out here that y'all need to stop, and etc. So make sure you guys check that out. We just released our new season last week. So make sure you guys check that out every Thursday on YouTube on the Got What You Need Network. Okay. All right. Now let's go ahead and get into this love thing. So I'm married, of course. I love my husband. I do. I consider my husband as my friend. He is my best friend. You know why? Because he's basically the person I can come home and communicate everything with. I can tell him how I feel. I can tell him that I'm feeling it. I'm not feeling this. I can tell him how somebody made me feel. I can just, go on a rant with him and he's going to be there for me. He's going to listen. And I love him for that. Now, I wanted to talk about Keisha, Gucci Mane's wife. I was on social media and I came across her doing an interview. And of course, she was on the yacht. So your girl's going to get there one day. So she was on the yacht and she was doing this interview. And she was talking about how she holds Gucci Mane down. He don't have to do anything. And I'm like, okay, you got me interested because I feel the same way. I'm holding my man down no matter what because he's mine. We together, we a team. So when she said she liked to keep everything in house and that when they do things, they do it together. She do things by herself to bring extra income into the house. And she was like, if things need to be done, she'll go do it. She said there is no need for them to get a maid. There's no need for them to go and get somebody to cook. She was like, I can do all that. And I'm like, girl, yes, that's what I'm talking about. I can do it too. But I am gonna tell you though, I'm have a chef 3 days a week. So because sometimes you want something different. So that's what I want. That's my like. So that will be the only thing that I probably will really splurge on is that, little extraness. But she was like, I like to keep everything in house. My man need this, I got him back. And I love that. Y'all think about how many Black celebrities out there who've been together, holding it down for a very long time. And you can just look into their relationship and say, those two really got it together. They are really made for each other. For instance, Nelly and Ashanti. So them two been kicking it for a long time, and they, recently found each other back again, like a couple years ago. So they have a reality show right now on TV. And I watched the first season and it was pretty good actually. And the thing that makes me like it so much is because they are so like down to earth and they're funny, they're quirky with each other. And that's kind of how I am with my husband. Like we are like kids when we get together. We do a lot of laughing, we play. And speaking of laughing, oh my God, Ashanti's laugh is just out of the water. Like I love when she laughs. When she laughs, she makes it feel like Nelly is telling the funniest joke in the world. And sometimes he don't. But that's her man and she gonna stick beside him. I feel that. I'm with that. So um, so when they got back together, it kind of was like, okay, we really need to be here. This is us. And they got married and they had a baby. So I really love that show because it kind of, you know, portray kind of like real life. Yes, they got a lot of money. Both of them works. Both of them got contracts. They got deals. They do things. So both of them are putting the pot together instead of just one person. We know Nelly. Nelly been out for a while doing things. And y'all remember when Nelly had baby fat? Right, baby fat. Everybody was wearing baby fat, with something for the ladies. And I see that he's trying to bring that back, which is dope. And now in this economy and this environment, he can really make that shape, with the right marketing team. So he come out with some baby fat or, something of essence of it. I think I'll probably go ahead and purchase some stuff because I thought it was dope, for the time and for the time now, it'd be very dope. So I believe when you have couples and they work together, you see that so much you can do and how much income you bring in and so much happiness you bring in. You don't have time for anybody like any other male or any other female to come and intervene into your relationship because you got it on lockdown. It's locked. So because everything you do it together. So I love that and I appreciate that. But with Gucci Mane and Keisha, we all know she holds it down. She's always on social media and she's saying how she holds her man down. And y'all can look at that man. He is so happy. He's always smiling. You can see all his teeth and more in his mouth when he smiles. So he's happy at home where he's at. Another couple, Barack and Michelle. Yeah, y'all know I had to bring them up. They dope. Michelle been talking with us for years. And that movie that they did, Barack and Michelle, it was so dope. And they've been together for a very long time. And she's always online and she's always, telling little tidbits, about their past relationships, even before they got together with them, doing all this work in the office and being lawyers and stuff like that. And she always goes to the point of when you're in a relationship, it's basically a give and take. You can't just give all the time. A lot of times you got to take. And I quite frankly, I understand that. In a relationship, it's not a relationship is not selfish. That's like somebody saying, "Oh, I want to have a baby, but I really don't want to take care of them." It doesn't work like that. You can't be selfish because a lot of time it's not going to be about you. For instance, in a relationship, cooking. I don't like to cook every day, but I do, and I kind of feel like I have to because that's my job, and I gotta provide and I gotta feed my family. Even though my husband may disagree with me, but as the woman, I feel like doing those things in the kitchen is my part of the job. I believe his part of the job is making sure that the yard is maintained, anything outside, anything that needs to be fixed around the house, or doing things for our business because he is more of the head honcho of that. I just I just do this. I'm here. I support you. I'm back up if you ever need me, but I'm here. But he does all that main stuff. And same thing like with the cars. If anything wrong with the car, hey baby, you handle it or go ahead take it to get fixed. I feel like that's his job. Even though we do share, equal opportunities around the house, like when it comes to the kids and stuff. Our kids are getting older. So it's not so much as, we got toddlers, we got a whole teenager and we got one who will be a teenager in a few years. So it's definitely a give and take. It's a lot of time. Let's bring up the instance. I hear a lot of people talk about this sex in a relationship. Oftentimes when you have kids in a relationship and you may work a 9 to 5, or you may be a businesswoman or a businessman and you're constantly always on the go. Well, you're not going to have sex every day. And one person may be like, you know what? We ain't say nothing in a while. I think it's time. So the other person is like, oh, I'm actually kind of tired. I don't feel like it. And it's like, what do? Do you tell your partner no? You don't want to do it? My opinion with that is I feel when you are happy and healthy in your relationship, nothing should be off limits. Like we should be able to talk about something and you should feel comfortable saying, I'm okay with that, or no, I'm not okay with that, or I do want to do it, but not at this moment. But I don't feel that you should come up and tell your partner just straight up no, because now you're opening up a door of no. Like, what is no? And I know a lot of y'all gonna get on me and be like, I have the right to say no. No, you do have the right to say no. But when you come out negatively no without, giving explanation of why, that would make things hard and make the other person feel like, well, dang, what's going on. But I'm not gonna get into that with y'all because I know how y'all is. But we can always rumble, it ain't no problem. But back to the happy celebrity relationships. Um, I love the fact that a lot of women were stepping up under these comments and under these people posts and we're saying that, hey, that's the way that it's supposed to go. Girl, I feel the same way too. Or I do everything for my man. And quite frankly, I can say me, I do everything for my man too. And he will say that. He may joke around and be like, oh, wait, you don't ask me what I want, how I'm doing. He know that is a lie. Because every time we wake up in the morning, I'm touching him or kissing on his chest. I'm always doing something because that's just me, because I love him. Now, if I didn't like him or love him, I wouldn't do the things I do. But because I do, I do. You feel me? So when you are working together and everybody does what they're supposed to do and it comes together and now we are one, no no man can't put a thunder on that. You know what I'm saying? That's like when you get married, you become one. And a lot of people don't understand that. They think when you become married, your mother is still number one in your life. Yeah, your mother is always going to be number one in your life, but you have a wife. So as a man, you go to your wife first because now you are one. So we do things together and we talk about it first. Same thing as a woman. Don't let your mother run your relationship because now you have a husband. You can't go run into your mother and tell her everything that's going on because now she's going to be looking at your man sideways and wondering why you married him and don't really want to be inviting him over for dinner and cookouts. but that's your fault because you don't keep your relationship in your relationship. Just a little tidbit. So yes, but I just want to speak a little bit about love because love is a beautiful thing. And I'm only speaking on black love because I see a lot of us black women out here who love on our man, and I love seeing that. A lot of y'all dog men that talk a bunch of junk. I don't really like that part because men don't really talk about women like how women talk about men. I mean, yes, it's a lot of podcasts out there about men, saying women do this, women do that. But when women talk about men on the podcast, oh my God, they are so vulgar and they make it seem like the man just don't do anything and it burns me up. So when I see a woman giving a man credit, that's my goal. And I'm like, yeah, I'm with that. That's what's up. I love it because love is a beautiful thing. And it's like anything you got to do, you got to work on it in order for it to work. So that's my little mini chronicles today. I know it was a lot to sink in, but y'all continue to send me your questions. And if you have any, emphasis on anything that I say and you want to have a conversation about it, just let me know. And I appreciate you for telling a friend to tell a friend about your girl, Model E. Make sure you go to the Got What You Need Network. Check us out. Check out Life and Love Podcast as well as the other hosts of podcasts that we have on our platform. And until next time, y'all be good, okay? Bye.